few years, and she felt that she was responding really negatively to situations. She felt like there was something wrong with her. Her brother was involved in a car accident 5 years ago, and thank goodness he was okay. He was in hospital for a long time, and she didn't know how to respond in that situation. She didn't know what to say and what to do. So she wanted to, when we go through like the third part of the process, creating new strategies, a new way you want to be, we looked at, okay, installing new ways of handling those situations. She also felt terrible because when her mother was upset with her and either crying or shouting, even as an adult, she would still freeze, not knowing how to handle it. And she also felt that there was something wrong with her because when she was at university, she went to a counsellor and they told her that to get in touch with her emotions, that she should watch Titanic, the movie, and other emotional films to cry. And she couldn't do it. She couldn't stand the movie Titanic. She was an engineer. She loves numbers. She was not into romantic movies at all. And so she thought, okay, I am not normal. I have a problem with emotions. Who is going to want to be in a relationship with me? I'm defective. And then her insecurities developed. This pattern from those early university years carried on. And she was told that she was awkward, that she was cold, and that people in the family weren't able to turn to her. And sometimes she'd be really upset, but obviously kept it in, when her family members would say, visit your aunt in hospital and this is how you need to act. Show some emotion. They were, the way that they were speaking to her, she felt like a failure. Okay, they're very condescending to me. They're saying that I am not good and I just want the ground to swallow me up in those moments. And there was one particular occasion where her friend had lost a loved one and she really didn't know what to say, what to do. And it wasn't, of course, because she didn't care for her friend. It was purely because she just hadn't experienced that kind of loss for herself. That was what she told herself. And she just didn't know how to handle the situation sensitively. And actually, in my grief and loss training 10 years ago, it's actually very, very common. Not a lot of people know that even if you've gone and experienced loss yourself, that you don't know how to respond to other people's losses. And also, everybody's losses are different. So even if you have gone through the same loss, a loss of the same family member to another person, it's completely different. You cannot judge grief. And often what a great thing to say is just saying, I don't know what to say. I'm so shocked. I can't imagine how that must be for you. I'm so sorry. That's enough. Don't have to have these magic words. So when I installed that she has the emotions, there is no need to feel guilt. There is no need to feel that you are bad, incapable, and to actually start to just be true to yourself. If you feel something, here are some positive ways that you may choose to express it, whether it's a positive emotion or a negative emotion. Here is how to maybe determine who is safe to show and express your emotions to and who may not be safe to express your emotions to. And we went through every situation where she felt she wanted to have my opinion. And I said, look, this is my opinion. It doesn't mean my opinion is right. I'm going to give you examples of how you may respond, and you need to pick what feels authentic to you. So if you are struggling to express emotions and you're learning to express emotions, you don't want to be someone you're not. You just need to tap into your own emotions and learn a way to express yourself in a way that is authentic. And guilt is a wasted emotion. It serves no one. The only way to get rid of guilt is to, 1, decide this is a pointless, useless emotion, it's not helping anyone. And 2, take action. Do something to make the situation better. And then you can say, okay, it's gone now. Now, I think on a topic like this, it's really important to say that many men can experience this struggle of expressing emotion, because generally in our society, men are taught to be a man, you need to be strong. You need to not display sadness, fear, and this can cause problems if people really believe that and take that, and that's the way they live. Another man I worked with for a breakthrough session, he was finding it difficult to be there for his wife when she was upset or crying. And his wife was complaining to him for years that she felt unheard, unloved, and alone in their marriage because he didn't react at all. She would say to him, "What is wrong with you?" And the more he didn't react, the louder her angry expressions, the more consistent her expressions became. She thought, well, if he's not reacting, I've got to try harder, I've got to talk about this for longer, I've got to go even more emotional to get a reaction out of him. And it had the opposite effect, made him freeze even more. And whenever she displayed emotions, inside he would think, I'm a lousy husband, I'm causing her pain, I can't do anything right. And he would try to avoid her emotions altogether. And all this did, for her, was reinforce the idea, okay, my husband doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me at all. And the sad thing was that he did really love her. He just lacked the confidence to respond to her. He was actually brought up in a household that encouraged expressing emotions, but he saw it cause so many arguments between his parents. So he learned, oh, there's no way I'm going to be like that. Causes all these problems. I am going to be the opposite. And he was actually so scared to say the wrong thing, to make the situation worse, to cause a fight, because he grew up in a household where there's loads of fights, that's why he just stared at her, basically, or walked away, or avoided her. So the way I deal with this is understand people's root beliefs, emotions, patterns, and then support them to change it at the unconscious level. Because all of our beliefs, our emotions, our memories, all change, all behaviour is driven by our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is just what we're focusing on now. Our conscious mind can only focus on 5 to 9 bits of information at once. Everything else is stored in our subconscious mind. So I help people to make shifts there. And often when people come for this kind of support for emotional expression, they have beliefs and fears and self-doubts like, I'm not good at handling emotions. It's better to say nothing than to risk hurting someone I love. I don't like confrontation. I hate conflict. I don't know how to respond. I don't know what an appropriate reaction is. I'm useless in conversations. I can't communicate with my husband or wife. I'm emotionally blocked. I always say or do the wrong thing. I'm scared to look selfish. I'm scared to be vulnerable. Expressing emotions is just not me. And if you repeat these kind of sentences to yourself in your head, if you believe them, they will become your reality and you will act like that and you'll create situations that reinforce this, and then this will become a really strong core root belief. So you've got to be looking at what do you believe and then changing those thought loops. And I'm going to give you some tips right now. So obviously I can't take you through a subconscious change process on this podcast. It's more of an individual thing that we would work through and do based on your unique patterns, beliefs and things. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to change your belief patterns and thought patterns consciously. So the first thing, step 1, Look at your own thought patterns and work out why you believe certain things about yourself and the people around you. Awareness is the first step to creating changes. Perhaps ask yourself, why am I not responding to my loved one's emotions? Why do I believe emotions are difficult? Where does this come from? Who or what am I being when I act like this, or when I believe this about myself and emotions? This can help you identify what is holding you back from expressing emotions and things like that. So awareness, as I mentioned, is always the first key to change. So congratulate yourself for listening to this, and if you're starting to become aware of things, brilliant. The second thing is to challenge these beliefs. Is it realistic? Is it always true? How could I become better at responding? How could I improve the way that I respond? Do I really not know? Is showing emotions really weak? You could change this to, I love learning new ways to respond to situations. Expressing emotions is a sign of strength. It takes courage, rather than seeing it as weak, for example. So you can challenge your beliefs and you can change them and repeat them. And then the last most important thing really is to remember that you are in control of your life. It's easy to get caught up with, oh, this happened to me, so this is the way I am. Because of my childhood, I'm going to be like this forever. Which doesn't have to be true. Of course, if you believe that, you will create that and it will be true. If you believe, okay, this is what happened, and this is why I have reacted like this in the past, and this is how I'm going to change now, because I want to. You can change. Whatever you decide, you can become. It's really that simple. And then you, of course, support it with some learning techniques and some coaching maybe, or however you want to improve this area of your life. If it's a challenge for you, you can do that. Do what feels good to you. And remember that if you struggle to express emotions or struggle with your loved ones' reactions, don't be afraid to ask them what they would like. How would they love you to respond? Let's say they're complaining about a really stressful work day. What loving response would they like back? Some people just want, oh, I'm so sorry, let me give you a hug. Some people want you to just listen, or offer to make them a cup of tea, or pour them a glass of wine. Some people would just love you to reassure them, or to say to them, look, we've only got 2 more days left of the week, and then on the weekend, I'm really going to treat you, we're really going to relax, we're going to do something really lovely together. Some people would love a shoulder massage. Ask them. And then think about what you would like in moments of sadness, anger, stress. Most of the time when people are offloading their emotions, they don't need solutions. They just need to feel validated, feel heard, to feel understood, and to feel that you care and you love them. And as I mentioned in my grief and loss training, it's perfectly okay to say, I'm really sorry, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to respond. I can't imagine what you're going through. The person then can feel like, okay, that's okay, just listen, just be there for me, just hold my hand, just give me a hug, just know that, help me to know that you're by my side. That's all they need. There's not a magic word to say to people anyway, or a magic sentence. Everybody's different. Every grief experience is different. Every emotional experience is different. So I hope this helped you today. If you did enjoy this episode or any of my other episodes, I would be so grateful if you would take a few minutes to leave a rating or review on the podcast app that you're listening to. This helps the show to stay visible so we can help more people get some good tips to support them in their life journey, to having loving relationships and peace and happiness within themselves. And if you're interested in working with me one-to-one, you can go to my website, nicolabeer.com, and you can book a 20-minute introduction call with me where we can discuss what you're looking to change and how maybe I might be able to help you. And you can also go to my website and look at my audio programs. Just click on the shop page Some of you